Some of the heat is on its way out of southern Wisconsin, but we're tracking a line of thunderstorms. Who gets that line of storms tonight? Coming up.
Also, former President Donald Trump back in Wisconsin for a rally. We're live in Racine with reaction. And later, Madison is rated as one of the safest cities for pedestrians. We'll show you the numbers that back that claim. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 6. We begin with another hot and muggy day in southern Wisconsin as a heat wave moves throughout the United States. The conditions could produce storm chances for us as well. We have team coverage on today's temperatures, including where you can go to cool off, and a food pantry being forced to close after its air condition stopped working. And first, we start with a check of the forecast and Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex?
Hey, Eric, definitely a muggy one still out here in the patio. What's been nice today, at least, has been the breeze. That's been at least somewhat helpful, but it's definitely still toasty out there. The heat index, or the feels like factor to your body, it still feels like 96 degrees in Madison, 101 in Middleton, a little bit further to the west on 14 Cross Plains. Still feels like 102 degrees out there when you take the actual temperature and you add in the humidity, the muggy factor out there. Low to mid 90s to upper 90s, that's what it feels like right now across southern Wisconsin at 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. We will get some reprieve in the heat. We'll talk about that a little bit more in Maine weather. The muggy weather, though, is going to stick around for a couple more days. Tonight, muggy and warm, yet for one more evening. We'll keep the alert day conditions through at least sunset, but after sunset, temperatures will slowly start to work their way down. But we have storm chances, too, on the horizon. Nothing on radar 3000 here, but out to the west, tornado watches and severe thunderstorm watches over Minnesota and Iowa. And we're going to be tracking that line of storms racing off towards the east this evening. Coming up in Maine weather, we'll track that line of thunderstorms and see how far into southern Wisconsin that line's going to get.
All right, Alex, thank you. And for those of you without air conditioning, we want to share with you where you can find some relief from all this heat. Cooling centers include churches, community centers, and libraries. Because of Juneteenth tomorrow, all Madison public libraries will be closed on Wednesday. So if you're looking for a place to cool down in Madison tomorrow, try an alternative like the United Methodist Church. It is common for ACs or fridges to stop working when the weather gets this hot. A broken air conditioner is exactly why the River Food Pantry closed today, but a lot more people depend on them if they are food insecure. News 3 Now's Armand Rahman is live outside the pantry. Armand, any timeline now for when they'll reopen?
Well, Eric, the pantry is scheduled to be closed tomorrow, also in observance of Juneteenth, but the director of operations tells me that they expect it to be back open and resuming all programs Thursday and Friday. And director of operations Helen Osborne-Senatus says staff noticed yesterday that the AC kept tripping the breaker and it became too uncomfortable and unsafe to stay open. Today, all of the pantry's cold storage equipment is still keeping food cold, but they're supporting 24% more people than this time last year, so their Food Now lockers out on the Darwin Road side of the building are a good short-term option.
The whole reason that we at the River offer food through 8 different programs is so food can be accessible as often as possible. And this program, Food Now, is meant for situations like this.
And all you need to do is scan this QR code with your phone's camera, complete the online form, and you'll be texted a locker combination. Once you've taken out the food that you'd like, you can go ahead and put the locker back inside and close the door. For now, live reporting on the north side of Madison, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Armand, thank you. And there are many ways to fight off the heat. Drinking water, of course, heading inside with AC. And today, several ice cream shops around Madison were absolutely full of people with a few scoops of their favorite ice cream. And with the official start of summer just a few days away now, the customers are piling in.
It picks up. It was 700 scoops of ice cream per week, I want to say. So yeah, that's definitely an increase. Definitely get a workout in on our ice cream scooping arms.
And if you're not partaking in a sweet treat to stay cool, remember to wear light-colored clothing, stay hydrated, and wear sunscreen if you're out in peak daylight hours. Stay up to date on the muggy weather with our First Warn Forecast weather app. It has hourly forecasts, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather. Another presidential campaign visit to Wisconsin today. Former President Donald Trump traveling to Racine for his 3rd visit to Wisconsin this year. Political reporter Will Keneally is there and joins us now live with more. Will, what did the former president have to say today?
Yeah, Eric, so Trump's visit to Racine comes less than a month before the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee and less than a week since he reportedly criticized that city that will see him nominated.
I love Milwaukee. I was the one that picked Milwaukee, I have to tell you.
Those comments come after reports Trump called Milwaukee a horrible city behind closed doors.
These lying people that They say, oh, he doesn't like Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee. I said, you got to fix the crime. We all know that.
That kicked off a 90-minute speech here in Racine that focused significantly on immigration.
We're going to have a lot of problems, and we're going to get them out. We're going to get them out as fast as we can. We're going to have the largest deportation. We have no choice.
Trump also used immigration to talk about the economy, which Republicans think can be a winning issue for them.
I will also stop inflation by stopping the invasion, rapidly reducing housing costs.
Now, again, this will kick off a busy political summer for us here in Wisconsin. Republicans from across the country will meet in Milwaukee in July for that nominating convention. Reporting from Racine, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. The first presidential debate just 9 days away now, and we're learning more about how that'll work. Former President Trump and incumbent President Joe Biden face off on CNN. And sources tell CBS News that candidates will have 2 minutes to answer questions. And when a candidate is answering, the other's microphone will be muted. There will be no opening statements, and there will be 2 3.5-minute ad breaks. There is one other televised debate that is scheduled for September 10th. Madison is ranked number 2 in the nation when it comes to safest cities for pedestrians, beating out both Milwaukee and Chicago. That's according to a recent study. Our Maddie Heimsch takes us to the streets to find out more.
What makes a pedestrian-safe city? Infrastructure like this.
So I don't take chances.
The chances of a pedestrian death here in Madison, according to the study, are low, with Madison coming behind only the Salt Lake City area for safest walkable cities. But experts say that by design, metropolitan areas in the U.S. aren't made for those of us on the sidewalk.
And ultimately, it comes down to the fact that our communities are designed to move cars and not people.
But Madison officials are taking steps to keep that number 2 spot.
We are in a devastating time for pedestrian fatalities. We are actually seeing a 75% increase in fatalities since 2010.
The Vision Zero initiative, adopted by the city in 2020, focuses funding on road safety with the goal of tallying 0 deaths on Madison roads.
Humans make mistakes, but nobody should lose their life on our roads because of a mistake.
Heidi Simon, editor for the study published by a group of national urban design organizations, says there's more to safety infrastructure than speed limits.
Putting a speed limit on a sign is not necessarily always going to do the trick, but we can narrow traffic lanes so that people have to pay attention more and slow down. We can offer visible cues such as trees, signage, even things like benches or art to make sure that drivers are paying attention.
And while Madison officials say they'll continue to work to make traveling on foot the safest option,
I don't have to worry about falling off a bike when I'm walking.
experts say there's more work to be done. Reporting in Madison, Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
And coming up on News 3 Now at 6, a warning from the Madison Police Department on a growing scam in our area. Plus, a company celebrates the opening of its new expansion in Middleton. We'll tell you how many jobs could be created. That's next.
You're watching News 3 Now's First Warn Weather with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington, voted 2023 Best Weather Coverage. You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
After a serious truck crash, you need a team who knows how to handle trucking cases and gets results. You need Gruber Law Offices. There's never a fee until we win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Now, don't you worry. I'm going to take real good care of your windows.
You need the experts at Feldco. Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your summer with 2-for-1 windows and no interest until 2026. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast so you can enjoy your new windows all summer long. 2-for-1 windows won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Every week it costs more to feed my family.
Prices are just out of control.
Boy, inflation is really hurting us. It's got to stop.
Career politicians like Biden and Baldwin just don't get it. They're making things harder for folks here in Wisconsin. By stopping the crazy spending that caused inflation and cutting red tape, we can bring prices down. It's time for a change. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. I'll get the job done for Wisconsin families.
Right now at Hy-Vee, get Tide laundry detergent for just $9.97 with the digital coupon. That's right, get Tide for just $9.97. Plus, get a 10-cent fuel saver. Digital coupons help you tackle your laundry for less and pack your pantry with more. Just clip to load coupons to your Hy-Vee Perks card. You'll find more than 100 digital coupons every week, like this Tide coupon for $3, making Tide just $9.97. Save with digital coupons when you shop in-store or online at Hy-Vee.
Wisconsin's U.S. Senate race takes center stage in a News 3 Now reality check. I'll drill into the latest campaign ads attacking Tammy Baldwin and challenger Eric Hovde, clarifying the messages and finding the facts. Reality check, Thursday on News 3 Now at 6.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
A new facility going up in Middleton will create hundreds of jobs. Thermo Fisher Scientific with a ribbon-cutting ceremony today for its new clinical research expansion. The project is funded in part by a performance-based tax credit that'll give the business money back as long as it creates a certain number of jobs.
One is a commitment by the company to continuing to drive our mission, enabling our customers to make the world healthier, cleaner, safer. It's also an investment in the talent of our organization.
Well, the new building will take up over 72,000 square feet. It's expected to add around 350 new jobs at the company. Consumers pulled back on spending last month as retail sales rose just 0.1% in May, which was below economists' expectations. Sales declined the most at gas stations, furniture stores, and shops that sell building materials and garden equipment. Meanwhile, spending was strongest at specialty stores that sell things like sporting goods, books, and musical instruments. The slower than expected sales come as consumers continue to deal with high inflation and elevated interest rates. The Madison Police Department investigating an increase in fraud cases involving retirement accounts. Police say victims are receiving messages from their bank saying the victim made a transfer connected to illegal activity. Victims are then asked to call a number where they are then transferred to another line and then asked to drain the money from their retirement accounts and send it to someone to investigate the fraud. Once all that money is drained, the victim is asked to buy gold and then transfer that. Madison police encourage people to talk with your bank first if anyone says you transferred money from your accounts. Madison police are looking for a suspect who allegedly assaulted a person and stole their vehicle. It happened on Reitz Road yesterday afternoon on the city's southwest side. Police say the suspect stole a 2020 white Dodge Caravan with the red Wisconsin state-owned license plate 13810. If you see that vehicle or anyone around it, police say do not approach. Instead, simply call 911. Still ahead, Team USA showing off some new outfits ahead of the Olympic Games this summer. Plus, after a dock collapse on Lake Mendota last September, we check out the newly installed pier by the Union waterfront. And we could see more rain showers and storms tomorrow. Alex with a look at the latest radar after a short break.
You're watching News 3 Now, voted Station of the Year 2023 by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
It's coming. Predicted to be one of the hottest summers ever. And you can't enjoy anything when your house is too hot, especially when you get that big utility bill. So what do? You stop the hot air from coming in and your cool air from leaking out. With USA Premium Foam in your walls, your old hot and humid house really can be made comfortable. Call now, and when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free. Stop sweating and start saving.
USA Insulation. This is where all your dreams come true. You are the Moulin Rouge.
Madison's most spectacular night out is Moulin Rouge, the musical. Winner of 10 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. The New York Times calls it dazzling, gasp-inspiring. In Moulin Rouge, life is beautiful. Performances begin July 9th at Overture Center. Tickets at overture.org.
I'm so happy I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello Permanent Fat Removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. Whether you're headed across town or across the country, we get you tires and batteries, trust and care during our summer tire sale. Right now, buy 3 tires, get 1 free. Rewards members get an extra $25 instant savings on any set of 4. All power sport helmets, accessories, and covers, 10% off. And for all your power needs, Blaine's brand vehicle batteries start at $43.99. Tires and batteries, trust and care at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
One of the best ways to beat the heat, of course, is to hang out by the water. Our Merrill Hubbard went out to Lake Mendota to check in on a new pier recently installed for visitors.
Last year, the Memorial Union dock collapsed, submerging dozens of people with it. And now there is a new pier in its place.
So the pier last year you could definitely tell it was pretty old.
Last September, the Memorial Union Pier collapsed when an estimated 60 to 80 people were on it.
Once you saw how many people were on the pier that day, I wasn't shocked to see that it seemed to be over capacity for what that could handle.
This collapse happened on Labor Day, a time where lots of students come back to campus. So the wobbly dock was no match for the large capacity.
From what I heard, the lifeguards were working super hard. It was very hectic.
No one had severe injuries, but this summer the university is making sure the pier stays above the water.
The new pier is really nice. It's a lot more stable. Another nice thing is that we have the gate out front. That keeps people off when we're not on duty. It keeps everyone a lot safer.
People can only go out on the pier when there is a lifeguard present, and the capacity is 65 people.
Usually it doesn't even come close. Just when there's an influx of students at the end of the year, sometimes it gets a little towards the higher end of the capacity.
It looks like both visitors and lifeguards are confident that this pier will stand strong.
I'd say it definitely feels a lot safer, a lot sturdier. It looks a lot better, definitely.
I'm glad that the university was able to construct such a nice one for not only the people to come out and swim, but for the lifeguards to be able to do their job well as well.
Lifeguards are on duty here most of the day. They told me that they are counting heads for capacity, but that most of the time the number stays under 65. Reporting on Lake Mendota, I'm Merrill Hubbard, News 3 Now.
Well, another hot one with chances of storms tonight and tomorrow. Alex rejoins us with his complete forecast.
Good evening, Eric. In southern Wisconsin, it's hard to come in off that patio where you're sweating and then put a suit jacket on. But I do have good news in the temperature department. The 90-degree weather, we're going to get rid of the 90-degree weather. We're going to go back down into the low to mid 80s, briefly getting back into the upper 80s Friday and Saturday. Watch what happens on Saturday, then Sunday. We drop by 5 to almost 10 degrees. Cold front's going to come through on Saturday, and this is going to mark a change in our weather pattern from the really hot, muggy stuff that we've been experiencing to something a little bit more seasonable for this time of year. So first, to let you know on where our temperature trend is going. Right now, that trend is high. It's at 91 degrees, dew point 69. Remember, when the dew point gets close to 70, that's the muggy stuff, the tropical feeling, the air conditioning weather. But the good news is we've had at least a decent south breeze today at 15 to 20 to 25 miles per hour. So that is always a plus. I try to look at the bright side whenever I can. Planning the rest of your evening, clear skies, breezy, temperatures going through the 80s when you join us again at 10 o'clock. Still going to be muggy, but the alert day conditions are slowly fading, and then we're heading into that stormy pattern. Good news with the stormy pattern, we're not looking at a lot of severe weather, at least not at this point. Still hot across Dane County. This is the feels like factor. Still feels like 96 in Madison, 100 tied, triple here. Sauk City, Cross Plains, and Middleton all still feeling like 100 degrees outside right now at 6 o'clock at night. Mid to upper 90s across all of southern Wisconsin. It's a combination of the actual air temperature and the humidity that we have out there that makes that feels like factor so high. And again, it's only the middle of June here. We got quite a bit of the summer yet to go. Nothing on radar 3000 of significance, but let's take a little trip off to the west. Elongated tornado watch and severe thunderstorm watch well out to the west over Minnesota and Iowa. And this is a frontal system that's going to be making its way towards southern Wisconsin. But look what happens as we head towards 12 o'clock. That line of thunderstorms approaches the Mississippi River, and then it starts to fizzle out as it goes into southern Wisconsin. I think the severe weather threat, according to the Storm Prediction Center, my analysis too, is going to stay well off towards the north and towards the west, at least for tonight. Let's track a little bit further. Again, a weakening line of showers and thunderstorms. Could have some gusty winds, 30, 40 miles per hour at this point in time at 12 o'clock, going into the wee hours of the morning. We'll have some dry time with a shower or two, starting off muggy, right around 74 degrees. The winds are going to do a switch as we go into the afternoon. Behind the front, we cool down a little bit. High temperatures getting into the low to mid 80s. Maybe another thunderstorm or two along that frontal boundary, from especially from Madison, and points off towards the south and east. Watertown, Janesville, Beloit. One or two of those storms could be on the stronger side, but not looking like widespread severe weather at this point in time. Perhaps some gusty winds, maybe some hail if one or two of those storms can make it to that severe level. If we have clouds all day tomorrow too, and I've mentioned this before, that caps off the heating. That takes one of those big ingredients away from severe weather. So if it's cloudy for much of the day tomorrow, we may reduce those severe chances across southern Wisconsin. Going to keep the rain chance though alive here. Wednesday, another area of showers and thunderstorms coming in as we head towards Friday. Another good chance of showers and thunderstorms Saturday, especially Saturday evening, when that cold front comes through that I was mentioning earlier in my main weather. The constant showers and thunderstorms could add up in the rainfall. 1, 2, some isolated areas of 3 inches or more, especially north and west up towards Juneau and Adams counties. Areas north and west of Madison stand the better chances at this point in time in seeing the consistent shower and thunderstorm activity. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Could be looking at some localized flooding issues for areas that see repeated bouts of showers and thunderstorms over the next couple days. Once we get past Saturday and go into Sunday, Monday, we see the temperatures going back down to near normal values for this time of year. And look at those low temperatures going into the lower 60s by the time we get into the middle of next week. So that means the humidity will be giving us a little bit of a break by the time we get out to the middle of next week.
All right, Alex, thank you. Team USA revealing the uniforms athletes will be wearing at this year's Olympic Games in Paris. The outfits were designed by Ralph Lauren, and for the opening ceremony, Team USA will wear a classic navy blazer with red and white detailing paired with a striped Oxford shirt, a navy knit tie, and tapered light denim jeans. The closing ceremony outfit features a race car style jacket right there with the USA patch detailing, a classic striped polo, and white jeans. Items from that collection are available to buy at ralphlauren.com or teamusa.com.
And still to come in sports, Sam Decker's dream of an NBA return is still alive. The latest on the former Badgers' journey, next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
TDS Fiber Internet makes our home smarter. Working, playing, living, learning. It's all better with TDS Fiber Internet because it's faster, more reliable. It's award-winning internet served up by friendly local folks. It's what keeps us connected. And isn't that what it's all about? Say hello to internet that hits different. Say hello to TDS.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Update your home with flooring from Tarkett. From easy-to-install sheet vinyl, waterproof vinyl plank, to durable laminate flooring, Tarkett has the perfect style for you. Get Grovewood laminate flooring for only $149 per square foot after rebate. Closet Culture offers an adaptable closet storage system built with steel, wire mesh, and wood that provides an elegant and sturdy storage solution for your home. Get this closet system for $169.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
We've been everywhere. We've coated patios, pool decks, basements, hospitals, warehouses, walkways, man caves, churches, schools, airports, hotels, and garages. If it's concrete, TSR will coat it.
This famous wood fence from the show Home Improvement had to have boards replaced 13 times in only 9 years. Our fences outlast wood 3 to 1 and are all backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. This month, save $1,000 on your project. Visit the website or call the number for your new fence today.
You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont it. You want the night lights, the bright lights, I'll put you in the spotlight, light. Yeah. You want style, well now I'll show you where you gotta be. Tell you what you gotta see. Ooh, it's gonna make you smile. You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont.
Summertime fun is in full swing in Rosemont. From grand slams to hot jams. To Rosemont it your way, start at rosemont.com.
Rosemont it.
Let's do this.
Introducing Chevy's best lineup of SUVs ever. The rugged, always-ready Trailblazer, the first ever Traverse Z71, and the Chevy Trax, starting at $21,495. When it's your time to shine, Chevy's got you.
Get 1.9% financing on select popular 2024 Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
You can officially mark your calendars. Marquette announced today that the 2024 edition of the I-94 rivalry will be played on Saturday, December 7th. The matchup flips back to Milwaukee this year as Wisconsin will look to win their 3rd straight game over the Golden Eagles and their 2nd straight at Fiserv Forum. Sam Decker has been dominating overseas for many of the past few years, but the dream of an NBA return is still alive. The former Badger worked out for the Philadelphia 76ers and the Utah Jazz today. Now, he most recently played in the NBA in 2021, but it was just for one game. He hasn't stuck on an NBA roster since 2018. And the Celtics won the NBA championship last night, taking down the Dallas Mavericks in 5 games. In the process, Drew Holiday, who the Bucks traded away last offseason, won his 2nd championship. As for the Celtics, it's an NBA record 18th NBA title, but just their 2nd since 1986. Heading over to hockey, the Florida Panthers have another chance to win a title of their own this evening. The Cats are up 3-1 on the Edmonton Oilers and head back to Sunrise, Florida tonight with a chance to win their 1st Stanley Cup in franchise history. Staying on the ice, the Madison Capitals released their 2024-2025 schedule today. The Caps will open the season at home on September 27th against the Youngstown Phantoms and will wrap their season on April 12th against the Green Bay Gamblers. Wisconsin men's hockey has rounded out their roster for the 2024-2025 season as Adam Patilla announced he's taking his talents to Wisconsin. He's a big get for the Badgers. Patilla has been terrific in the USHL the last few seasons, playing for the Youngstown Phantoms. To the gridiron, where Wisconsin continued their blazing hot recruiting trail, Wilnerson Telemake, a 3-star defensive end, committed to Bucky today. He joins Middleton's Torrin Petaway as the only other defensive lineman in the Badgers' 2025 class. And the Brewers will look to break a streak tonight that dates back 14 years, having lost their last 5 games in Anaheim. In fact, the last time the Brewers beat the Angels in L.A., Craig Counsell was in the lineup for Milwaukee. Tobias Myers will take the mound for Milwaukee tonight as the rookie has jumped onto the scene in the month of June with a minuscule 0.64 ERA in his 2 starts this month.
We'll see if they get back on the winning track. And the heat continues to be the story in weather.
It is. For a couple more hours at least tonight. It'll still stay muggy over the next few days, but then the shower and thunderstorm activity too is part of our weather story. Big line of storms across Minnesota and Iowa. Does look as though it will fizzle by the time it gets to the Mississippi River. Still could be looking at some gusty winds as that line of storms moves into southern Wisconsin. We'll keep the muggy weather around through at least Saturday, and then improvement by the time we get out into early to mid next week. We can open the windows again.
All right, Alex, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6, folks. Have a great evening. We'll be back here tonight for News 3 Now at 10.